Super Bowl. There's got to be one for the ages.
It certainly was. It's been quite the series between these two teams. Mark Schwartz joins us from the Pacific Northwest to talk about tonight's game. And Mark, what did the Packers uncover on Sunday against Miami that they now say gives them confidence heading into tonight?
Well, good afternoon, Wendy. I think they discovered they have a bell cow back. Aaron Jones was the breakout star of last week, a career-high 145-yard performance. And Aaron Rodgers has been clamoring for this guy all season long. We need to get him on the field. And when I talked to Jones on the phone this week, I said, did you know he felt that way? He goes, heck no. I mean, I said, wow, when he said that. And he said that built a lot of confidence in him. You know, Jones is only 208 pounds, but he doesn't consider himself a little back. He says, my hero's not Darren Sproles, it's Emmitt Smith. He says, I can do everything a 230-pound back can do. And Wendy, he says, he is just getting started.
That's certainly good news for Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. The Seahawks, meanwhile, under 500 now. They're coming off a tough loss to the Rams on Sunday. What's the state of this team?
Well, you know, it's always tough when you have a tough loss and then you have a quick turnaround. But Pete Carroll knows how to frame and make that positive. And I spoke to four-time Pro Bowl left tackle Dwayne Brown, and he says you really look forward to putting that loss behind you, and the morale is actually high. We have huge amount of faith in each other. This team has a lot of confidence, and Brown is so pumped up that the Seahawks are looking a lot like the beast mode Seahawks of the mid-2012 to 15 era. They are leading the NFL in rush yards per game, and Brown says it's only going to be better tonight because they get two huge players back. 342-pound guard DJ Fluker. This guy is a mauler in the run game. He loves to dominate, Brown told me. And Chris Carson, their leading rusher, a tough guy. He loves to knock people down at the second level. Brown is pumped up. And Russell Wilson also echoed Brown's thoughts. He said, we have an urgency, but we have a calmness, and we have a confidence. And you know, Russell can get this done. 3 years ago, Wendy, the Seahawks were also 4-5. He led them to 5 straight victories.
It has been done before, Mark. Thank you. And you're right, Seattle has committed itself to the run game, something it hadn't been able to do since Marshawn Lynch was there in the first 2 weeks. Seattle only ran the ball by design on 29% of its offensive plays. Since week 3, the Seahawks are running the ball on 53% of their offensive plays. That's averaging 176 rushing yards a game, both of which lead the league, Teddy. So that will have to be slowed down tonight if Green Bay wants to be successful.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to slow them down, Wendy, because they are the best running attack in the National Football League. Nice to see Rashad Penny, the young rookie, have a good day last week versus the Rams. I'm going to show you how they did that. Just the way that they run the football, you get multiple options on the defense, because if you're looking at the top, what you have right here is a little tear screen action that occupies the defense here, the reaction from all 3 of these defenders to that particular play. The other part of it is the third threat in this play is Russell Wilson. So that's going to keep this backside linebacker right here, both of them backside defenders, at home. So Penny, as a running back, as it gets going, don't read there, a nice block downfield, and there he goes down the field. So the multiple options you have to defend as a defender makes it difficult, and it's why they're leading the league. Later on the same drive, it's the same look. There's the first option, there's the second, and then all of the defenders reacting on it just like they did here. But here they do a better job in 2 ways as a defense. Right there, a better job of forming a wall here, but now you play it differently as an edge defender. You come up and you guard Russell Wilson here, but Penny then sees the backside cut, and he's able to take it backside because that's good position as a linebacker. But when you have all of this space to defend and a running back that can just run to the sideline and outrun you, that's where you have the problems. So they stretch you in terms of an expansion of the running game is the screen game to the wide receivers, Russell Wilson, and then the running backs. So many things you have to defend.
So many things. And you know what? The Packers secondary, one of the question marks, I think, Darren, coming into the season. They've gotten some help from a rookie, as predicted, from Jair Alexander.
Yeah, Jair Alexander and Josh Jones at the same time. 2 young rookies that have come in and shored up a lot of the depth in that position. But not only that, they're playmakers. And I keep saying it. I've said it last time. This is going to be one of the more exciting secondaries in the league in the years to come. And here's Jair Alexander up top running through all the traffic, trying to cover the wide receiver up top, and he knows he has to avoid the traffic, get back to the hip, and make a play. Does that. Keeps his eyes away from the quarterback, gets to that hip, and makes a play. And then again, the matchup with Brandon Cooks, one of the fastest players in the league. There's the matchup right there. Arm there, trying to control the receiver, but the hip, being on the hip, keeping your eyes on the receiver until you get there, and then make the play with your offhand. And that's how you teach young defensive backs to play. Get to the hip. Make sure that when they're even, they're not leaving, and that's what he does. He has great speed and great ball skills.
You could make the argument, Shefty, I think, that the playoffs really begin for these two teams tonight. At least in terms of their postseason future, they each need a win.
Well, you look at their records right now, right? If Green Bay doesn't win, we've heard a lot of talk and speculation about Mike McCarthy and his future already. If the Packers don't win tonight, that talk is only going to increase going forward. There'll be more questions about whether the relationship in Green Bay has run its course, whether time is up for Mike McCarthy. And you see the chances for these teams to make the playoffs right now based on tonight's result. It's pretty clear with a Green Bay win, goes dramatically up. With a Seattle win, it goes up. And if they don't win, the Packers, look at the difference. You're talking about 51% difference in one game tonight. That tells you the significance of tonight's game to both teams and the future of both franchises.
How about this? If the Seahawks lose tonight, the Rams can clinch the NFC West if they win on Monday night against the Chiefs. And since the NFL expanded to 32 teams in 2002, no team has ever clinched a playoff spot before Week 12. The Rams can do that should the Seahawks come up short tonight. From Ravens reporter Jamison Hensley, Robert Griffin III was the only quarterback practicing for the Ravens on Thursday. Joe Flacco and Lamar Jackson were both absent. This adds more intrigue to Baltimore's quarterback situation heading into Sunday's game. And we know, Shefty, that Joe Flacco continues to deal with that hip injury. He sat out practice yesterday as well.
Well, when you look, he didn't practice Wednesday. He didn't practice today. I think that tells you that Joe Flacco, in all probability, isn't going to be playing Sunday. I think it'd be a surprise if we saw him play this Sunday when the quarterback's not practicing. There were questions to begin with. Nobody knows exactly how bad that hip injury is. I was told last week that if it were a Super Bowl, he could have played this upcoming week, but it was touch and go. And the Ravens also were told that he could miss 2 to 3 weeks. So you get the idea of the time frame. It's not nothing, but it's something. So right now, based on this, I would say it's unlikely that Flacco looks like he'll be ready. Now, I don't know where Lamar Jackson was today. That's a little twist
what
in the
raises
wind.
some eyebrows. Agreed.
Right there. So there we go.
We will continue to follow this and have more coming up. Also, the Saints, the hottest offense in the league, with another big matchup this week. Can the defending champion Eagles find enough to keep up? And if that sounds like a high-scoring affair, what kind of fireworks do we expect from this one? The Chiefs and the Rams will dive into Monday Night Football also ahead.